Okay, hello Facebook. Inconsistent reading through Matthew. So Matthew 7. Do not judge, or you too will be judged. And we do judge. That's all we do is judge. I don't think we can. So do not judge unfairly. For in the same way you judge others, you will be judged. And with the measure you used, it will be measured to you. So judge graciously. Hello, Mary. Good morning. Why do you look at your brother? No, look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye, and pay no attention to the plank in your own eye. How can you say to your brother, let me take the speck out of your eye, when all the time there's a plank in your own eye? I want to wave. No, I'm just going to like. Okay. So there's a plank. You see a speck, and we can see every little speck of other people. But it's very hard to look at ourselves. We're stuck in the inside. You hypocrite. First take the plank out of your own eye, and then you will see clearly to remove the speck from your brother's eye. I think we're all kind of hypocrites. We just are stuck in that thing because we can see out and we can't see back very easily. We can't see ourselves without some, independently. We're biased. Do not give dogs what is sacred. Do not throw your pearls to pigs. They won't care about your pearls. I'm telling you that right now. If you do, they may trample them under their feet and turn and tear you to pieces, because pigs are actually pretty outrageous animals. Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be opened to you. For everyone who asks receives. The one who seeks finds, and to the one who knocks, the door will be opened. And that's these are hard sayings, because we think we ask and we're not given. Which of you, if your son asks for bread, will give him a stone? I don't think any of us. Or if he asks for a fish, we'll give him a snake. Mary, I don't think you'll pick up a snake and trick your son. That'd be funny. If you then, though you are evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, so Jesus called us evil, how much more will your Father in heaven give good gifts to those who ask him? So in everything, do to others what you would have them do to you. For this sums up the law and the prophets, the golden rule. Enter through the narrow gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the road that leads to destruction. And many enter through it. So there's a path that everybody is on. And if you see everybody going somewhere, it may be wisdom to not follow along. It might be the path to destruction. Many enter through it, but small is the gate and narrow the road that leads to life, and only a few find it, which we would think is very tragic. We want life, but it says it's hard to find life. So I'm going to talk Sunday about where Jesus is calling us to follow and how hard it is to follow. It's hard. Watch out for false prophets. They come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ferocious wolves, and my daughter loves wolves. The idea of wolves that are like cute puppies. She doesn't like wolves. I don't think she imagines, she's 8, so she doesn't imagine ferocious wolves. She imagines pet wolves. By their fruit you will recognize them. Do people pick grapes from thorn bushes? Hyperbole. No, rhetorical question. Or figs from thistles? No. Likewise, every good tree bears good fruit, but a bad tree bears bad fruit. Talking in practical terms, but he's not talking about fruit. He's talking about prophecy. He's talking about teaching. He's talking about finding life. And we find life by food, but he's saying there's a different, better life. A good tree cannot bear bad fruit, and a bad tree cannot bear good fruit. And this is we're confused in the church about what we're talking about because we understand the world very well. And the kingdom is a hard thing to preach. Every tree that does not bear good fruit is cut down and thrown into the fire. Thus, by their fruit, you will recognize them. And if you're not producing good fruit, Jesus is saying you're risking being cut down and thrown in the fire. Not everyone, so, the Sermon on the Mount it's not easy teaching. Not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, this is tough, will enter the kingdom of heaven. Lord, they're calling out to Jesus, and he does parables about this. How can you be left out? But only the one who does the will of my Father who is in heaven. It's not saying about keeping the commandments, following the law, because God doesn't, he wants, these are hard sayings, just treasure it in your heart. Many will say to me on that day, Lord, Lord, did we not prophesy in your name? And in your name drive out demons, and in your name perform many miracles? Then I will tell them plainly, I never knew you. Away from me, you evildoers. That is harsh. It is harsh. And we don't think of Jesus as giving these. Man, he says some hard things. Therefore, everyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who builds his house on the rock. The rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew and beat against the house, yet it did not fall, because it had its foundation on the rock. But everyone who hears these words of mine and does not put them into practice is like a foolish man who built his house on sand. The rain came down, the streams rose. Then the winds blew and beat against the house, and it fell with a great crash. When Jesus had finished saying these things, the crowds were amazed at his teaching, because he taught as one who had authority and not like the teachers of the law, who this witness, Matthew is saying, teach like they have no business teaching. Not like the teachers of the law who had no authority. That is crazy for them to say that. It is crazy. Jesus was so radically different from the people who claimed authority. That is a great sentence to just, ponder. So the end of Matthew 7. Thank you for tuning in. And, I'm just going to close out, I think. Check out the Advent series. We're posting videos on our church channel, so check it out. Thanks for watching. I'll inconsistently see you later.